I wasn't sure if you knew, but straight in.
The middle are reserved. Can you see that? I mean, middle are all reserved.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's where they will shoot. Oh, is it? All right. No, we're all right here.
Oh, she's there.
And they've spelled her name right. When I say they've got it right, my spelling which is correct. Right, are we on here? Oh yeah. I mean, we do have generally pretty good budgets. It's just the ball from that to carry it to the end. Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
So just main game on really.
says guess and speak. It says guess and speak. So we're going to maybe guess.
Right, yeah.
You know the script.
Yeah, that's what I do.
You don't.
Switchboard, that's what it is.
I know.
Yeah, so they'll be aware.
this an official call?
No, it was
That's what it's all like. No, it's on the way. Stop shaking it.
Please be seated.
Good morning and welcome to all graduates, family and friends to this wonderful venue and this wonderful ceremony. My name is Claire Godfrey and I'm the Assistant Principal at Rotherham College. I would like to welcome you all to the RNN Group Higher Education Graduation Ceremony, including the University Centre Rotherham, Rotherham College, North Notts College and Dearne Valley College. Before the ceremony commences, I would like to run through some housekeeping with you. In the event of a fire, please proceed calmly to your nearest exit. Can I ask that all mobile phones are switched off and put on silent before the start of the ceremony? For your information, at 11 a.m. this morning, we will be taking part in a 1-minute silence, so the proceedings will pause when we hear the sound. As part of the graduation, students' names will be called. Please remember to bring your name card with you. You will be guided to the front of the ceremony by one of our ushers. Please walk across the stage and doff your cap to the dignitary and pause on the stage for a photo from our photographer. There will be no handshake in line with COVID safety regulations. Please then collect your commemorative certificate at the far side of the stage, and then you may return to your seat. After the ceremony, we would like to invite you all to join us at a celebration event for all graduates and guests in the social lounge upstairs. I would like to invite Jason Austin, the Principal for the RNN Group, the parent organisation of the University Centre Rotherham, Rotherham College, North Notts College and Dearne Valley College, to give the opening address.
Good morning, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to our higher education graduation ceremony, to acknowledge and celebrate the achievements of all of our students who are graduating today from the RNN Group of colleges, which is Rotherham College, North Notts College and Dearne Valley College. This year's graduation ceremony is unique in that we have students graduating from the last 3 graduation cohort years. Students were not able to have a ceremony in November 2019 due to the floods in Rotherham, which caused us to postpone, and in November 2020 proceedings were postponed due to the impact of the pandemic. So it's great to see you here today, as we really wanted to give you the opportunity to experience this celebration in a face-to-face environment. Today's occasion marks the achievements of all our students, and I would like to congratulate all who have successfully achieved their qualifications and who join us today to share in our celebrations of their success. Can we have a round of applause for the students, please? The RNN Group are very proud of our students, and as a training and education provider serving in South Yorkshire and North Nottinghamshire, we are committed to providing each and every one of our students with the skills, the experience and the expertise that they need to move forwards in their chosen careers. Our vision is leading innovation and skills in our communities, and through our higher education offer, we ensure that we support local people in gaining qualifications and developing the skills that they need. As an organisation, we are pleased to continue this investment in higher education and to support local communities we serve to have better access to degree level and professional qualifications. 3 years ago, we invested in the University Centre Rotherham, and we have committed to providing higher level skills at a specialist centre in the Centre of Worksop, which will open in 2022. We are very proud of our track record in delivering excellence in higher education tuition, and I would like to pay tribute to the exceptionally hard work of all our higher education staff and our students across the group, which has made this possible. Each of you has been on your own journey to success, and along that journey you will have worked extremely hard, and you will overcome various barriers, sometimes in very challenging situations. Arriving at where you are today has demonstrated your commitment, your determination, and your motivation to succeed, and you have not been alone on that journey. There will have been friends and family, partners, tutors, and other students who have travelled with you and supported you along the way. You have all gained knowledge, developed skills, and formed friendships that you will take forward with you into the future. You will notice today that the doors at the back of the room are open to ensure that we can circulate air, and it may be slightly chilly in the room. But as far back as the 12th century, graduation gowns were originally worn by students and staff to help them keep warm, because in those days there was no central heating in universities. So I think we can all be grateful for those gowns today. I do remember a few years ago when I was sat in similar circumstances to you today, gowned up, sitting waiting for my turn to receive my certification, and I remember the one thing on my mind: don't trip up on the steps when you walk up to collect your certificate. So please be careful as you do walk up. But don't worry, that is not going to happen, and my message to you today is to enjoy this prestigious occasion and the celebration of your achievements. For each of you, your graduation is an achievement of which you can be very proud, and I am delighted to be able to share this special day with you, supported by so many of your friends and family. So please enjoy this celebration of your success. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We will now move on to the presentation of awards. I would like to welcome representatives from our awarding universities. Peter Grover, who is Head of Educational Partnerships and Skills from the Sheffield Hallam University, and Chris Wilcox, who is the Associate Dean for Student Experience from the University of Hull. All awards today will be presented by the RNN Group Principal, Jason Austin. You will notice from the programme that some of our students have achieved more than one award in the period between the 2019 and 21, and today we'll be collecting their highest award at the ceremony. So please can I welcome Dave Smith, who is the Curriculum Manager, to announce the awards.
Thank you, Claire. So this is for Foundation Degree in Games Design, and it's Carl Schofield. Declan Garner. Matthew War. The next award is for the BA Honours of Science in Computing and Systems Development, Latifa Ali. Kai Attree. Chelsea Bright. Ethan Dews. Fraser Ferguson Harris. Curtis Gaisley. Vera Girl. Mohammed Hassan. Sabah Khan. Samantha Myers. Lavin Osman. Fuad Salam. The next awards are for the Bachelor of Arts Honours in Graphics Communication Design. Alima Ali. Lewis Bennett. Callum Bray. Madalena Burku. Oliver Coop. Chloe France. Humaira Hussain. Jay Roebuck. Molly Wilcock. Tommy Williams Blank. The next awards are for the Bachelor of Arts Honours in Media, Moving Image and Photography. Daniel Abbots. Lorraine Batty. Melissa Baxter. Eleanor Beckett. Georgia Bowden. Laura Baldin. Adam Briscoe. Katie Cardwell. Emily Coggins. Harriet Cutts. Eva Darwin. Sorry? Jessica Brabbitt. Danielle Drayton. Elise Good. Wesley Hubbard. Rianne Hutton. Sophie James. Callin Lambert. Jordan Kane Lewis. Joseph Mitchell. Aideen O'Connor. Owen Rains. Daniel Shipway. Kieran Simcox. Emily Skidmore. Melissa Swift. Elisa Taylor. Ellie Treesize. Elise Warthew. And Jessica Westbury.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Jason. So that concludes the presentation of awards. I'm delighted to invite special guest speaker, Tim Cleesby, to address the students. Tim is a commercial photographer who accidentally fell into sound engineering. Over the last 20 years, he has worked with some of the greatest bands and artists, including the Arctic Monkeys, Amy Winehouse, The Darkness, Reverend and the Makers, and the Last Shadow Puppets. Welcome, Tim.
I want to be a rock star. That's where I started out. That was it. That's what I told my careers advisor. I want to be a rock star. And their advice to me was, don't be stupid, get a proper job. So that my dreams were smashed in that one sentence. I was done, never going to be a rock star. Advice is something that should be taken with the pinch of salt that it deserves, I think. Because if I would have just stuck with that advice, I wouldn't be here today at all. Potential is what I see in this room. All of you have got a huge potential in front of you now. You've got so much of an adventure to come. And all that, it's easy for that to get lost with a bit of bad advice. And for me, when I got that advice, I took it and I went to train as a mechanic, weirdly, because that was never really what I wanted to do. And I spent 3 years training to be a mechanic, and I was quite a good mechanic. I ended up working for VW and Audi on their high-performance sports cars. But there was something in me that wasn't happy. There was something burning inside, an urge for more. That rock star, it was still in there. And I thought, you know what? Somebody has to do that. Somebody has to be a rock star. So why not you? Clearly, I didn't become a rock star. So, where I started out, I quit being a mechanic. That was the first decision I made. And I'm going to talk a little bit about risks, because I think that you have to take risks. I think that to succeed and to innovate and to move forward, you have to take risks. And you guys are going to have to take risks. So I was living in Barnsley. I moved from Barnsley and I moved to Sheffield. And I started hanging out with bands and creatives. And I went to college to study photography, much like a lot of you guys. There's a huge cohort of image and moving image students here. Really, really lovely to see that. So I started out learning photography at college and hanging out with bands, and the early photography work that I did was with a magazine called Gig Central. No one will remember that magazine. But it did get me into some gigs that were quite legendary. So Rage Against the Machine's first 2 performances in the UK, one was in London and one was in Nottingham, and I shot them at the Nottingham show, which was a huge, huge learning curve in terms of how to be a photographer in a gig in a tiny venue with really rubbish lighting, and also how exciting gigs can be, because that gig was just legendary. It was mind-blowing. Now, from that gig and from that time, I was hanging around with bands, and as intimated in my introduction, I did fall into sound engineering by accident. It was a complete accident. It was not something that I was aiming for at all. It was not something I really knew about, because the advice that my careers advice gave me was to go and get a proper job. And that was never really a proper job back when I left school. So I was hanging out with bands, and we were doing gigs together. You know, I was helping out. We did some recordings on a really, really terrible 4-track tape recorder that had a record player on top, which was quite amazing. And the recordings came out really well. You know, I was quite impressed. The band were quite impressed. It was quite a shock, I have to say. And that led them to say, well, why don't you do our live sound? You know, you've been complaining about how terrible we sound at gigs. Why don't you do it? I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I said, yeah. And that's important. When opportunities present themselves, it's important to be open to those opportunities. You never know where they're going to lead. You never know where they're going to take you on your journey. So I said yes, and I went and introduced myself to the house sound engineer and said, hi, I'm Tim. I'm going to be doing the band sound tonight. And he went, great. And I said, I've never done it before. And he was just like, brilliant, awesome. What do you need? How can I help you? That was a real eye-opener for me. Somebody that was so open with their knowledge and willing to share, willing to impart what they knew to me to help me out, was quite a moment of revelation. From that point, my career kind of snowballed a little. I ended up owning my own PA company with the drummer of the band that I'd first recorded. And then from there I went and met with another bigger PA company that introduced me to international touring. Did some of my first tours as a PA technician, which is where you go out and you help set up the PA system. That led me to meet a lot of people. One of those people that I met was a guy called Andy Shillito. Andy was doing sound for one of the support bands on a tour that I was working on, and he was really struggling with our system. He didn't really understand how it worked, because it was different to a lot of systems that were out there, and he needed help. And I thought back to the time when I was helped, starting out, and so I helped him. And we became friends. We became really good friends. We passed a lot of work to each other. And that's important again, that connection that you make at that point. You don't know where that's going to lead to. And where that led to with Andy is that few years down the line, after we'd passed work to each other regularly, he phoned me up one day and he said, "Do you want to work for the Darkness?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." They were just on the up, you know, big band. They were getting a lot of traction. So I said, "Yeah, absolutely, I'll do that." So I went and worked for the Darkness for a year in 2004. I did their monitor stage sound for the full year of that year, which was a really exciting ride, as you can imagine, with a band of that stature and that reputation. But I wasn't quite finished at that point. Just to go back a little bit, to go back to connections, I met a guy in the late 90s called Jeff Barradale. He was in a band called Seafruit, and that was when I first started out as a tour manager. And again, it's one of those things where an opportunity arose itself, and the manager of Seafruit asked me to do sound, and they needed a tour manager. And he said, "Well, could you do it?" And so I just said, "Yeah, I've never done it before, but yeah, I'll learn, I'll do it." And that got me on to my journey of being a tour manager. As you can see, my career, it's not a straight line. It's zigged and zagged and it's twisted and turned. And I would assume that your careers are going to follow potentially similar paths. Opportunities will arise and they might lead you down a road that you're not expecting. Be open to that opportunity. I was open to the opportunity of being a tour manager, which led to me becoming a tour manager. I tour managed quite a lot of bands in the early days of my tour management, a lot of rock bands, Rocket from the Crypt and Modest Mouse, a lot of punk bands from America. It was a great experience of touring the world and seeing places that I've never seen before. When I'd finished working for the Darkness, I was gonna take some time off. I was gonna have a bit of time at home, rather than being out on the road for 9 months out of every year. And then Jeff Barradale came back into my life and asked me if I wanted to work for a new band in Sheffield called the Arctic Monkeys. He played me some tracks off the demo, which were Dance Floor and Fake Tales, and I couldn't turn that down. So I spent 5 years with the guys as their tour manager, which was really, really exciting, really exciting. When I decided to stop touring, Matt Helders had just been asked to curate the first year of Tramlines Festival. It was a new festival in Sheffield, a music festival. It was going to be a multi-venue, really exciting festival. And Matt said he would only do it if I did it with him. So I said yes. That led me to becoming the operations director for Tramlines, which is what I am today. Along with owning a commercial photography studio, along with being a partner in an arts collective that produces large-scale land art, and along with being a student still. I'm still a student. I'm always learning. I'm currently studying what you guys have studied, moving image, and that's hopefully where my next journey is going to take me, my next path's going to take me. I worked in 2019 on the film set of Everyone's Talking About Jamie as the event manager for the party scene. And I'm quite excited still about where I'm going. And I'd want you to take that with you. Take that with you, that your careers are still going to be exciting, hopefully, in 30 years' time. So, things that led to my success are hard work, first and foremost. You've got to put the hours in, and I know that you guys have because you've graduated. Always keep learning, because you never stop. And the connections that you make, you never know the importance of them when you make those connections. I never knew when I met Jeff or I met Andy where those connections would lead. And you're going to make mistakes along the way. There's quite a famous incident in New York where the Monkeys were playing at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I'd got some seats reserved for the drummer's family. And when the gig started, I looked up at where their seats were on the balcony and I saw somebody sat at the table. So I thought, well, you can't sit there, that's Matt's family's seats. So I went up and asked them to move. And they did, they were really polite, they were really lovely. And they said, I'm really sorry, we didn't realise. And then I went back to the stage and looked up and realised I'd just moved David Bowie. So you will make mistakes, you will make mistakes. And you just need to learn from them. You just need to learn and maybe recognise David Bowie. Okay, so in front of me I see potential. You are prepared, successful and driven. And it's up to you now how you choose to unlock that potential. Today is the next chapter for you all, and you should step into it with openness and enthusiasm. My advice, be kind, work hard, be brave, take risks and say yes. You don't know where the opportunities will take you. Most of all, enjoy the ride, because the ride is the most exciting part. Thank you.
Great words and very motivational. Thank you, Tim. We will now hear a music performance from Georgina Emmett, who is studying a BA in Popular Music Performance and Production, and she's going to sing with I Was Here by Beyonce.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for letting me be here today to celebrate with you all. The first song I'll be singing is I Was Here.
Footprints in the sands of time. Knew there was something that I left behind. When I leave this world, I'll leave with no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. And I did, and I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark, so everyone will know I was here. I wanna say I lived each day until I died. No, there was something that I left behind. The hearts that I've touched will be the proof that I leave something to remember, and this world will see I was here. And I lived, and I loved, I was here. And I did, and I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark, so everyone will know I was here. And I lived, and I loved, I was here. And I did, and I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark, so everyone will know I was here. And I want them to know that I gave my all, I did my best. I brought someone some happiness, made this world a little better, just because I was here.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Georgina. Okay, I would like to now ask the student guest speaker, Humaira Hussain, who has achieved her foundation degree in graphic design in 2019 and since completed her Bachelor of Arts with honours in graphic communication design, who will give us the student address.
Thank you, Claire, for the lovely introduction. And welcome to all our guests, family and friends who have gathered here this morning. Congratulations to the classes of 2020, 21 and 2019. We've had floods and a global pandemic, but we're here today. And we can throw our caps in the air and say we've done it, metaphorically, of course. Social distancing, don't throw your caps in the air. We are here today to celebrate our achievements with friends and families and our tutors and supporters who have helped us along this incredible journey. It's an honour to be standing here today and speaking on behalf of an amazing graduate class, and rightly so, because according to our Facebook group chat, my nickname is the only one who wants to be here. It's been an amazing 3 years and a roller coaster of a journey, and I'm hoping I can inspire at least one person by a reflection of my experience. I've completed a degree in graphic design and realised that design is part of life. We interact with design all the time, good or bad, and it impacts our experience of how we perceive certain things. It helps us find solutions and helps us communicate to an audience on a larger level. Completing this course in design has empowered me with the understanding of how design works and how I can use it to communicate to an audience. It also means I'm a little bit more judgmental when I see a piece of design. But hey, that's just part of being a human. A big part of being a designer is being able to present and sell your ideas to a client. And in the words of Thomas Watson, a good design is a good business. I still remember the first time I had to present, and I spent the night before repeating in front of the mirror my words, only to rush through and speak at a speed that no one would understand. I'm sure as many of you can understand the pressures of presenting, but with the guidance and feedback from my tutors, I was able to overcome that. I still get nervous today, as you can tell, and I still practice my speech repeatedly in front of the mirror to be able to present here today. But like my tutors have told me, I've tried to control my nerves and slow down, so you all don't need a slow-mo machine to understand what I'm saying. This course has taught me how important self-confidence is and to believe in my ideas and capabilities. I still remember during my first year and saying to Chris, I can't draw. And he just said to me, but why? He encouraged me to question myself and as to why I wasn't able to do something and push myself to take initiative and learn new techniques or try something new. This has helped me greatly during the past few years. It helped me to try new things or at least try something that I've not done before and push myself to do stuff that I may have never considered doing, including this new job that I've come into. Studying the graphic design course has taught me many valuable skills and helped me break away from the shy girl who didn't really talk much at the start of the course to be able to stand here in this cap and gown and be able to address this audience. In my current role as a graphic lecturer, I've started a new journey to complete my PGCE. So hopefully I'll see you guys again in 2 years' time. During the short time as taking on this teacher role, I've been able to share the knowledge and skill I've learnt from my tutors to my students. Seeing behind the scenes of teaching has only increased my respect for my tutors and inspired me to be the mentor for them that my tutors were for me. I would like this moment to thank my incredible tutors, Tracy and Chris, who have made this tough year a lot easier. I can only imagine how tough it must have been to teach during a pandemic, but I can't thank you enough for your guidance and your motivation and for being the reason I'm able to stand here in this cap and gown. You have truly inspired me, and so much so that you can't get rid of me, that I thought first as a student and now as a colleague. I would also like to thank my amazing graduate class who have been an amazing support system and definitely made friends for life. And finally, congratulations to everyone graduated today, and I hope you're the best for the future.
Thank you, Humera. So could we please welcome back Georgina Emmett, who's going to sing Almost There by Anika Noni Rose.
So the second song I'll be singing today is Almost There. I chose this song because I feel like it gives a positive aspect into going into the future. That is just gonna have to wait a while. Ain't got time for messing around, and that just ain't my style. This old town will tear you down, people taking the ease away. But I know exactly where I'm going, getting closer, closer every day, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People around here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations, I've had my share, but I've climbed each mountain, I've swam each river, I'm almost there. I remember family told me fairy tales can come true. You gotta make them happen, it all depends on you. So I work real hard each and every day, and I'm sure that things will go my way. Just doing what I do, watch out boys, I'm coming through, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. People travel from everywhere, and I'm almost there. Trials and tribulations, I know I've had my share, but I've climbed each mountain, I've swam each river, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgina. I would now like to invite Janet Pike, the Chair of the Corporation for the RNN Group, to give her address.
Good morning, everyone. What a wonderful celebration. 39 years ago, I was sat where you, well, not where you are specifically, but I was graduating from a college of RNN Group, so I'm especially proud and privileged to be stood here today as chair and do the closing address for the ceremony. So, as a group, our commitment and primary function is to serve and engage with all sections of the community. We continue to build on success achieved by our students, and every year we strive to improve and increase the range and depth of our programmes. Our intention is to continue this journey and build on the success achieved with your help, developing stronger relationships with universities and relevant organisations, and ensuring that everyone can access our programmes and achieve the qualifications they need to succeed in life right here. We will make degrees and higher level skills more widely available, investing in our courses and working closely with employers to make this happen within Rotherham and Bassetlaw. The awards presented today are a very clear sign of everyone associated within the RNN College Group working very hard with your help in fulfilling that commitment to our community. However, it is my job to bring this part of the proceedings to an end and also to thank as many people as possible in a very short space of time, hopefully without forgetting anybody and potentially causing any offence or upset. So in no particular order, I would like to thank all the staff who have worked tirelessly to ensure today has been both successful, memorable and hopefully a fitting stage in our students' journey. Thank you to all the college staff involved in teaching and supporting our students. For the coordination and organisation of this event, thank you to Kath Mollett and the admin team. Thanks, Kath. And also thank you to the Higher Education admin team. Thank you. And to Naomi Barker, Rachel McGuinn and the marketing team. I'd also like to thank Rob Wright for the AV and his team, and Mark for doing the MC. Thank you very much, Mark. And many thanks to the Deputy Lord Lieutenant, Mr. Bob Dyson. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you. We'd like to thank our colleagues from Sheffield Hallam University and Hull University for making this possible for us to be able to do degrees within our University College campus. The Rotherham United Football Club and the New York Stadium for providing this amazing setting for us today. Many thanks. So thank you. And I'd also like to especially thank our speakers, Tim Himaria and the compere Claire Godfrey and Georgina for her wonderful performances. So thank you very much. Very inspiring, Tim, I thought. Thank you. And yes, very good. Thank you very much for that. To everyone in the room, students, parents, partners, staff, fellow governors and anybody else I haven't mentioned, a huge thank you and a recognition for all the hard work that's got you where you are to be here today. The achievements and qualifications of you all are the product, I know, of many long hours, commitment and sacrifice, but without the support of all the people I've just mentioned, including family and friends, this wouldn't have been possible. Thank you for making today a huge success and I hope a memorable occasion. I wish you all, on behalf of the college, the very best in your careers and thank you for coming and please enjoy the rest of the celebrations. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. So that now brings our graduation ceremony to an end. And it appears that we've done it before the 11 o'clock minute silence, so we might be doing that as we leave in the celebration drinks. So in a few minutes, our platform party and curriculum staff will lead the ceremony to create a guard of honour. Graduates, you will lead to receive your applause. Guests will follow the graduates and you are invited to join us at the social lounge for a celebration event. Could I ask that guests please allow all graduates to leave the ceremony before departing themselves? And a final congratulations to all graduates, and we would like to wish you every success in the future. Thank you.
Assembled guests, please remain seated while we wait to honour the minute's silence. Thank you.
this is a 2-minute warning that there will be a minute's silence at 11 a.m. Thank you.